Hello again, everyone. I just want to give you a quick update video on stuff I've been doing. So I've just been making some improvements to the cutscene system. That's pretty much all I've been doing this whole time. The video is a little bit late because I had a few bugs to wrestle. Anyway, that's all over now, so let's have a look at what I've done. So maybe I'll start by just creating this basic cutscene that I've got in my head, and you can see what the process will be like going forward. Oops, I clipped out. No. Okay, so we'll start off by moving forward. So we'll drag this slider here. As you can see, I've remade all of the UI for the cutscene maker. So we can walk forward, and as you can see now, it will dynamically adjust to what I set here without having to preview the path like we did last time. Okay, so I want it probably about here. New move, walk forwards and turn left. Okay, so I'll drag this out a little bit, and then we can walk forward. Forward is the default action, and then we can maybe not another move, but let's have a pose now. So let's pick up crouched. So that's when he just bends down and will be for picking up items off the floor. Let's say maybe 3 seconds would be good. Then another pose for standing up. The reason there's two different poses rather than just picking up and then standing straight up is that when he's on the ground, he might have a different animation for shaking his head or any number of things he could do on the floor. I don't know. So it's useful to split them out. Okay, so he stands up and he'll take about 2.96 seconds doing that. Why not? And then let's see what that looks like so far. I've also set up a dramatic cutscene. I mean, a dramatic camera angle, so that should be interesting. Okay, so crouches, and then he's back to standing, and then we have control again. Okay, so we can also hide the path and reveal it again for our convenience. If we also look in the cutscene path object here in the hierarchy, we have which action each segment refers to. So move forward, that's the first part, move forward, turn left, so on, which is pretty useful if you want to figure out what's happening at each point. The next thing I'll do will be adding some text labels that pop up when you click on these. Or maybe I'll have a button so that you can just show all of them, so you can say, okay, so he walks forward here, he does this pose here, and then so on and so forth. Okay. So let's do something else with this. Now the cool thing is, if we want to change this path and we want to do it kind of radically, we can just adjust any of the path and it will update the rest of it. So I can move this here, for example, or this. Well, obviously that, but this. You know, if I wanted to, if say I made this and then I realized, oh, he's too far this way, then all I need to do is just drag this way. You know, oh, it's not that straight, so I'll just just drag it out until it looks better. So yeah, as you can imagine, this is going to be quite handy. Okay, I don't have any other poses yet because I've just been working on this this cutscene maker stuff. So next week, I guess I'm going to make a bunch of new poses and stuff. Now, the reason this arrow stayed here is because that is just what represents a pose at the moment. I'm going to have some floating P or something, or maybe, like I said, some text to represent the pose going forward. Okay, so walk this way a little bit. We can also run. So let's try, let me just straighten this out a bit from what OCD gets me. Okay, so we can run a bit. So let's change this to run forward. Yeah. And then let's do a loop. So let's run forward and turn right. Okay. And then let's head back in the direction we were facing. before, or the direction we came from. Not walk, run. Good. Okay. So there's these like default values of how much these can change. And if we want to extend it, we can. So for example, if I take away this run forward and change it to a walk forward. So there we go. So walk forward. Now I can go this far on one action. Now I could always double up and just add a next one and have it be a walk forward action. But what I could also do was just increase this number here, say to 10, and then that increases the threshold of the slider. So we can go zoop, and then we're going like pretty far, right? Okay, so let's have a look at what that looks like anyway. So I'll play at the cutscene once, and then the next time I'll turn off the path and play it that way. So you can see it working in both instances. Obviously, in the real build, I'll make it so that these paths are never visible. Okay, so he bends down. We can watch it in the scene view here as well. Okay, so he starts running. Okay, let's switch back to the game view so we can see the camera change. Okay, so the cool thing is that cameras will just automatically change, which is pretty handy with the way the system's set up already. Okay, so that worked pretty well. So let's see what it looks like without the path visible. Because the path doesn't actually tell the player where to go. The way the path works is it kind of runs a simulation in an instant of what the player's movements will be. So an object is traced in all of the directions that the player will be told to go, and it does it in, well, like I said, in an instant. So that's how it determines what the path will look like. It just yeah, I had some problems with it actually, because I was using events to fire the character's movement in the cutscene, because that's how the controls work at the moment. Like when you're moving the character around, it fires an event which the character controller listens to from the input, and then it adjusts the character's position accordingly. But I didn't know, but there's actually a few frames delay when you do things that way if you're unlucky. And if you are running at a slower frame rate, for example, more of those inputs can be eaten up basically. So what was happening was the character was ending up like just a little bit away from the end point, and I just couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. So now in the cutscene player, the thing that actually tells the character what to do, the thing that is reads this information, the cutscene player basically just moves the character directly now and tells him which animations to play, which is not exactly how I wanted to do things, but it's a much actually cleaner approach than what I was doing before. Anyway, so that's pretty much all of the features of the cutscene system so far. Next week, I'm really hoping to do an actual cutscene with this, because that would be really cool. I don't know if I'll just have the character talking to a radio or something, because as you know, I only have the one like fully fledged character so far. I might just do a head swap on him and see if I can get away with that just for a demo cutscene. Anyway, I hope you stick around to check that out, and I hope you've had a great week, and I'll speak to you next time. Bye.